Really kind words, Brian. Basically, I should have practiced something. I just picked up Ron Johnson's guitar, and I wanted to do one of Mark's songs, but I couldn't bring it back. I just couldn't quite get the chord progression. I'm not really an acoustic player. I got an electric guitar myself.
Jeff's got one.
Well, anyway, the song I want to play probably is not the one a lot of people think when I mention Mark's music. Circa 1980, shortly after Bruce Springsteen's River album came out, we were pretty pumped up on the songs that were on there, and of course one of them was Cadillac Ranch. And at the time I was working at Dave's Auto Salvage, which also known as Gore's Junkyard, and came home one day after crawling all over cars and underneath them and everything, and went to the front door, and here was a piece of paper stuck in the door. But that's pretty weird. Nobody leaves notes in my house. And so anyway, I pulled it out of there and unlocked and went in. I was preparing, thinking I'd get cleaned up and eat supper and that sort of thing. And I looked at it, and at the top of the page, handwritten, was John Deere Ranch. And I knew instantly who it had to be from. It just that sense of humor. And it took me probably every bit of 15 minutes, if not closer to half an hour, to get through the lyrics of that song, because I could only read one or two lines and just busting out laughing. I wanted to set that straight because a lot of people over the years have said they wanted me to do my song, do that song of yours, John Deere Ranch, and I would instantly always tell them, it's like, no, that Mark Gilbert wrote that. That's not my song, that's Mark's song. So here, set this straight forever and ever. Mark wrote that song. So Mark always liked to tell a couple stories on me. Seems like they'd come up from time to time, kind of ribbing me. One was when he managed the Dutch pantry, and he came in and he found a set of big block Chrysler headers in the oven. And I was baking the paint on a new set of headers. Mark liked to bring that up a lot, you know, at the time when he thought maybe he could embarrass me, I guess, a little bit. It's like, dang, Mark, I asked permission first. So that was one story. Another story, this one was probably his favorite story to tell on me. Mark smoked back in the day, and he was at my house one afternoon, and he decided he wanted a cigarette. He says, hey, you got an ashtray? It's like, dang. Well, I'm thinking, it's like, I know I don't have a normal ashtray in the house. So I went out on the back porch, and I had the complete dashboard assembly out of a $69 Super Bee, and had an ashtray in it. And so I carried that into the living room and set it down in front of him. Evidently that made an impression on Mark, because he loved to tell that story. But, yeah. So anyway, he had this song that he really detested Jim Baker and his whole phoniness on the TV preaching and all. And he wrote a really to-the-point song about that, and it's my favorite of Mark's. And I remember the lyrics, but I've just lost the chord progression and all. And like I said, I wasn't familiar with Ron's guitar, and I just couldn't bring it back, so I'm not able to do that now. But there was a time when I played it for Brian and Mark, and I don't know who else was there over at Brian's studio, and juiced it up quite a bit on my electric guitar. I think Mark got a kick out of that, so that's a good memory to think back on. But yeah, Mark, right after I got my guitar, 1981, I believe it was, Brian helped me out with that. Mark had kind of forgotten that things go up in price over time, and he kind of told me what to expect to pay for a new Fender Stratocaster. And it was a little bit shy. It was a little bit more than what Mark had predicted. And of course, it'd probably been, going on 8 years or so since he'd been around a new guitar like that particular model. And Brian helped me out, loaned me some money. We brought it home, and Mark sat down with a notebook and wrote out several chords, drew them out, diagrammed. That's how I got started. And I wish I had that, wish I still had that piece of paper. Oh, what a tough deal. What a tough deal. But love you guys.